Hey, Pete here from Northern Works. It's the exciting second act of the workshop build in which hopefully nothing goes wrong, but potentially everything could do. But before I can get the roof on, there's a couple of jobs I need to do first. Once the roof panels are on, I'll basically have no access to this side of the beam, so I wanted to do a couple of jobs. First one was to give it a lick of paint, and now I need to get over the top and fit the gutters up. Fitting the gutters with a slight fall from that end down to there, where they'll flow out of a drain pipe, which basically just means that each of the clips needs to be 3mm lower at each of those rafters. So it should be dead easy. That sounded a bit like I know what I'm talking about, but I really don't. And this is probably the scariest bit, because unlike the rest of the workshop, where if it's leaky, if it's a bit rubbish, it's my own fault, it's my own workshop. The drainage has a direct impact on the neighbours, and I do not want the neighbours getting wet. With those clips on, I can fit the gutters. I'm using this end down pipe, so I'll fit that at this end first and then use that to measure everything else out. Well, that actually wasn't too bad. Just cut this extra bit off. Yeah, that's not the way to do that. Right, let's test it. Going to be a huge disappointment if it doesn't work. Looks like I've got a bit of a reservoir. Easily fixed. Not what I'd call ideal conditions for putting on a roof, but we'll make it work. There's quite a lot of scribing to do around these pipes for the first couple of sheets, and each of those roof sheets weighs about 16 kilos, and I don't want to be lifting those up and down if I don't need to. So I'm going to use this half sheet to create my templates, and then I can just copy those over to the real sheets. Whoa. This is interesting. Okay, right. That is not going anywhere anymore. Well, this is exciting. Maybe a bit too exciting, if I'm honest. I know I just nearly got blown off by the wind and a roof sheet, but cutting these sheets with tin snips is definitely the worst part of this whole process. Oh, this one's very heavy. Why? Doesn't feel like it's in any wood at all. I've got a roof! Just in time as well, it's raining. Great. These two middle spans are going to have a roof light in them, well, 2 sheets of roof light, and I want to overlap the roof light with the corrugated sheet. So I'm going to get one of them up, and then I can put the last of this set of roof on. I thought they were going to be heavier than the metal. Thank goodness they're not. Just 3 more sheets. Good going. Almost feel like I know what I'm doing now. Almost. We've got a roof. Well, almost. We've got about 50 more screws to put in, and then the flashing and the barges to put on. But it's a roof. Amazing. For the flashing, I'm using just this roll of flash band, which supposedly goes on really easily, which is exactly what I need. So I need to cut this to length. And then this sticks on the wall. And then I can use one of these squidgy lads to fill the gap. Well, they say practice makes perfect. I think I need more practice. Well, that was pretty good timing. Got the flashing on, and we had a massive rainstorm, and the winds picked up, and I don't really want to be going on the roof anymore. And I remembered, I've got this lovely dry workshop now, so I can use it to get the slats cut for that gap, and then I can finally get the barge plates on and get the roof done. I think this side should be a lot simpler. I can just run along with the tin snips and trim it off, and then I can get the barge board stuck on. I've just remembered how much I hate using the tin snips. Right, we're ready to put the last barge board on. Well, pretty predictably it started raining, which means I can't glue the barge board on, but it does seem like the perfect time to fit this drain pipe in pretty fitting conditions, I think. Nice, and the rain's dropped enough that I can dry that roof off and get the barge on. I can't believe it. I built a room. Now, you and I both know that this is not perfect, but I'm really proud of it. And if you're thinking of doing something like this yourself, 10 out of 10 would recommend. But you'll have noticed that this is not a tutorial. And if you are thinking about doing it, then definitely get some advice from someone who knows what they're doing rather than just some rando off the internet. But if you did enjoy the video, then give it a like and help some other folks find it. I've got loads more planned for the workshop. I need to put some lights in and run power out here, but more importantly than that, I need to get my tools out here and I need to build a workbench so I can actually start building furniture again, because that's what all this was for. See you again.